Well, good evening everybody, welcome back to the tool room. Man, absolutely freezing in here today. It is snowing outside. It's very white in my street, snow everywhere. Been out for an evening walk this evening. I can tell you it is cold here. I'm in the tool room this evening. I've got my hat on, I've got my coat on, all just to bring you this video. This is the only room in my house which is actually non-heated, but I can't do the tool reviews anywhere else in the house because everywhere else is underneath bedrooms. So I'll be waking the kids up, I'll be waking the wife up, so not very good. I'll get moaned at, so here I am, freezing my backside off trying to do this tool review. Right, I'm going to do a tool bag review of this bag tonight, what we've got in here. We've done that bag there. You know everything in there. However, I have got some new stuff in this, so that probably is due a bit of a tool update, and I've reorganized the way I carry that a bit, so it might be worth a bit of an update. Now, I did release a video a few days ago, as some of you might have seen, which was how I organise my tools and tool bag review, which was the review of this one. Now, I've deleted that because there were some mistakes in it, which were pointed out to me. So thank you for the subscriber who did that for me. And also I felt like I rushed this tool tour a bit in this bag compared to that one over there. So I'm going to do them as two separate videos. So how I organise my tools for the subscriber that asked, that is going to come, but I'm going to do this guy first, okay? Nothing wrong with the tool bag there, I'm just hiding my secret identity. Yeah, I'm not going to go into the actual tool bag itself. This is a tool bag tour. It's not actually what about the tool bag itself. I have done a full review of this tool bag in a different video, so check that out. I'm not clever enough to put a link up to it, but I have done it, so check that out. I haven't done that many videos, so you should be able to see that. I'm going to do the, I'm going to take each tool out individually and put it on the front bench there and show you each tool, because basically when I did my Kinifex video, I noticed the beginning moves like this and it was shaking like mad, and I was actually feeling sick watching it. So sorry about that. Videos coming up, just to let you know, guys. We've got we've got a quick look at all my Klein tools. And perhaps then we're going to do other makes which appear in my bag, which aren't Nipex, which aren't Klein. Okay, so we're going to have a look at those. Right, so let's just get into it then. So this is the Klein rolling tool bag tour. So there we are then. Tool bag tour, even not tool bag tour. Do me, tell us late night. So we're going to do the front pocket first, okay? So I'm going to show you everything that's in this front pocket, and for that we're going to move to here, and I'm going to just get it out for you. So there we go, we'll get that in there. Look, I've even got a zoom function on it now. Check that out, look at that. Automatic zoom with no hands. Right, okay, let's start from the very corner then. The stuff in this isn't quite as fancy as the stuff in my other bag. We've got a forged steel spanner here. Nothing very exciting. This is sort of Screwfix's own make. Good solid spanner. It's not exactly the quality of my Barco, which is in my other bag. You see that wobbles around there. But yeah, this is just used for anything and anything really. Not really used too much for work, but as you know, these are tools I use at home as well. So there you go, one forged steel spanner. So yeah, that's the starter. The next pocket I have an arbor with a 20mm hole saw on it. This is the Bosch one, and it's quick release, so that's pretty cool. So you know, you can just sort of shove a screwdriver straight down there and poke whatever you've got stuck in there. You know how things get stuck in the arbor, and they get stuck around there, and it's an absolute pain. So these are the quick release ones. Now I did have one of these, and it broke almost straight away. So funny story actually, I had like a 12-month warranty on it. It broke about the first week I had it, and by the time I actually got around to taking this back and getting a replacement, I had like about a week's warranty left on it. So that was a bit of a joke, but yeah, but you can fire it as well, which is quite cool. It's fun to fire things. But yeah, these are the quick release ones. Probably going to cost you about 12-13 quid for one of them, but they really are so much better than the normal arbors and 20mm hole saws that you get stuff all stuck in them. I only need a 20mm, that's all I use. That's the staple tool for me, the 20mm hole saw. As well as that, I have your standard step drill. This one is an Erbauer one, and it goes from, I'm trying to just see now, it goes from 9mm up to 36mm. So yeah, I use that quite a bit actually. It's a handy little tool to have. I've got 3 of these knocking about somewhere. So yeah, pretty decent, quite like that. The next pocket along, In here I keep a plethora of ratcheting spanners. Now these ones are a cheaper make. These ones I've wrapped up. I don't know why. I think it's just to sort of keep them as sort of, you know, to show they are mine. So I've got a 10-8 and a 13mm there, and this one's a 15mm. And I think somewhere knocking around I've got a 70mm as well. These are actually Aldi's own make. And they're one of those things I bought because I quickly needed a set of ratcheting spanners. I think they call them Work Zone, Aldi's own make. And I bought these sort of cheap and quickly, and they were actually one of those cheap tools which isn't actually that bad. I mean, if you listen to, you know, it's not as fine-toothed obviously as my Vera ones I've got of these, but you know, they're not bad just for a sort of little pair of spanners. They don't get used that often, but yeah, they're not too bad. They're not too bad at all, to be honest. So you can see that I'm not a total tool snob. I do have some cheap tools, okay? So I've ruined the illusion of me now, haven't I? Right, got one of these in my other bag. This is a through crimper, so automatic crimper there. Now this funny story behind this one as well. I turned up to someone's house with this, and someone told me, oh yeah, £7, you know, you can have it brand new in the packaging. It's not a bad crimper. Compared to my Klein Crimper in my other bag, I have to use two hands a bit more on it sometimes. It doesn't crimp as easily, but it does the job perfectly well. And the guy told me, oh yeah, when it came, it was in a snap-on box, and it had snap-on things on it, and yeah, I think it's a snap-on one. Yeah, I really don't think so, to be honest. Made in the stuff that people will tell you, and it just to sell. I mean, it was £7. I was going to buy the thing anyway, let's be honest. And you know, there's really no need to try and bull me. It was a snap-on one, like I'm a complete nutted tool. You know what I mean? Yeah, not as good as the Klein one, but you know, for £7, it's very, very decent. In fairness to it, so yeah, I mean, it does the job, but just not quite as easily as the Klein one, is all I'll say. So yeah. Now this next thing is it's a Bnc Crimper. This is a green par. Now this one is actually quite expensive. This is it's a ratcheting crimper, and it's for Bnc connectors on CCTV. And these are about 30 odd quid, so about the same price as the Klein one, and it's a Swedish make. So if you think of Kinifex being a BMW, then this is a Volvo. So it's a nicely made one, but it's kind of not as desirable and not as well known, and hasn't quite got the cool factor. Sorry Volvo, but I think that's kind of the way, you know. But again, only my opinion. Okay, so this is a green par 30040, made in Sweden, as you can see. There is another make to this. It's like a double net make, so it's a green par, but there's another make as well on this, and I think there's like a sister company that this is made by. I can't quite remember what it is. If you Google it, it should bring it up for you though. Okay, so this then, that's this pocket here we've done here, okay, on the front here, and then moving up to this pocket here now. So I am going to try and show you the pockets, okay. Moving up to this pocket here, we'll get into that, okay. So let's pop it back on there, okay. So we've got a set of Bosch Sds Drill bits, pretty well used and knackered now. I got these really cheap. This is supposed to be about 35 quid. I got them for a tenner from B&Q because someone had spilled paint all over it, as you can see. Well, I didn't really care about that, so I thought, well, their loss is my gain. So yeah, I got this. Pretty decent. They have two 5.5mm bits. I think they know that you're going to bend it in half, which it did. So it's got 5 right up through 7. Got a couple of right up through 10. Sorry, got a couple of 7s as well. Some of the more commonly used make, although I never really use a 7 if I'm honest. But hey ho, and you know, there's a dead roll plug in there. You know, I better take it out of there. Actually, it's going to start to smell, isn't it, if it starts corroding? So we'll chuck him out. Anyway, so yeah, Bosch SDS drill bit set. They're pretty decent, them actually. I'm quite pleased with them. What else? We've got an Erbauer set. I think the company paid for these to me, and it's just a sort of, you know, one of these sort of random, lots of different drill bits. You know, they will snap pretty easily. I guess they're not amazing quality, but they do the job and they've lasted reasonably well. So yeah, this it's just a multi drill bit set really. I'd be interested to know if anyone actually ever uses one of these drill sizing things on you. Does anyone actually get that out and put their drill in to check the size when it says on it? Maybe I've got what it's for wrong. I don't know, but I've never really seen the point of them, and I never really use them. So don't know how everyone else feels. But these are about 20 quid. Not massively expensive. About 25 quid, 50p set, and that's an Erwin drill set. Also in this pocket I have an Elora Spanner. A lot of these tools got stories, that's why I keep them in there. This story is that I found this for 10 pence at a charity shop, or was it 50 pence? It was something daft anyway. It's a 70mm, 90mm double-ended, but you know, Elora, it's quite an expensive German make, really. They're not cheap, and yeah, just found it for 50p. Someone obviously didn't know what they were selling, and I thought, yeah, 50p, I'll have that. I don't really need it. I've got plenty of spanners up on the wall there, but you know, for 50p, yeah, I'll have it. Next, I've got some, I said, of Erwin Spade bits. Goes from 8mm right up to 38mm. These are okay. You know, I've not broken any yet. I've lost a couple, but I've not broken any. And yeah, they're reasonably decent. They're more for wood and things like that, and they come in a nice little case here. Erwin Tools, on the whole, I'm not a massive fan of. I certainly wouldn't buy any of their hand tools. I had a couple and wasn't a fan at all, but yeah, they're okay. I'll just move that away from that so you can just see it fully. It just comes in this nice little case, and then sort of just slots nicely into there. So let's go to the side here then. Okay, so on the side we have Klein 7.5mm Magnemeter, not mil. That would be a rubbish screw tape measure when it's 7.5mm long. Right, so we've got it's got the double end there on it, so it's magnetic. It's got the stopper, which is quite cool, which most of them have, but it's also got the finger stopper at the bottom, so it doesn't slide in really quickly, and you can sort of, you know, stop it like that, so it doesn't slide in, because sometimes if you pull these things all the way out and they come and snap in, they'll break. What I like about it is it's got the measurements on both sides, and it's got lots of little things for working out conduit bends and stuff like that on it. Nothing I'd really use, but yeah, it's double-ended, so it's quite cool, and it's magnetic, and it feels good and solid. It's very heavy, I'll give it that, and it's sort of got this sort of double it's got this mix of hard plastic and rubbery material on it, which is something I quite like as well. So yeah, this is the Klein Tools magnetic tape measure. So pop that back on there. Now we're getting to the inside bit here now. This tool bag is nowhere near as organised as that tool bag is. I keep that one nice and organised. This one, as you can see, it's a bit of a mess. It's all sort of rammed in there. There's a heck of a lot of stuff in there, and it's incredibly heavy. So we'll get through it bit by bit and show you what's in there. So bear with, right? And I'm going to just put my hand in. We're going to have lucky dip. Okay, right. So we've got a. Now the problem I'm finding with this is that this little thing doesn't really fit in half my tools on it. There we go, just about that in. So we've got an 8mm Vera flat screwdriver, which is nice. I keep the bigger sort of flats in here. This is 1000 volt rated. You've seen all my Vera tools before. I've done a review on these, so I'm not going to go into too much detail with that. We have its smaller brother. We've got the 6.5mm flat. So these stay in here again, 1000 volt rated. We've got the demo drivers. We've got a full set of these. Let's put these out here. So we've got various sizes of these. Again, these you can, if you want a full look of these, you can have a look on my. It's great. They don't roll away, these Veras. That's what they say about them. If you want to look at these, you can have a look at my full review of them on my Vera tools review. So if I pull these out, then yeah, if you want to know about these and their attributes, then you can go on there. Now, one thing I will point out, if I can find it, because I can't seem to spy it at the moment, it seems to have gone AWOL. There is another one of these, which I guess has dropped. Oh no, here it is. Now this guy here, this is what I didn't point out in the video when I did these. This hasn't got a striking cap on the top, this little one hasn't. I'd only just had them when I did that video, and I didn't realise this, but that's a bit disappointing, that. So I don't know if that even classes as a demolition driver, and it also hasn't got the sort of the driver part there to hook a spanner onto. So this is kind of like, I don't know, it's like it doesn't really belong with this set really, but I don't know why Vera do this with some of their smaller screwdrivers half the time. Like, they won't put the laser tip on the smaller ones, or, you know, there'll be certain features missing on the small ones that the big ones have got. They do it on quite a lot of things really, so I'm not sure why. But that's just something to watch out for when you buy them. I don't know if other screwdriver brands are the same, but yeah, that's certainly what Vera do. So yeah, so a bit disappointed with that, but there we go. Such is life. Right, now the Klein guys, the Klein screwdrivers. This is a set I have. There's a couple more knocking around in here somewhere. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm sure there's another one somewhere. This is what I mean about this tool bag. It's not the greatest organised thing in the world, if I'm honest. And things do tend to get buried, so you can't tend to find things sometimes. Whereas I never really have that trouble with the backpack. Sorry. Well, these are my Klein insulated screwdrivers. There is another one here somewhere, and the one that's missing is the PZ1, which is here somewhere. These are the insulated screwdrivers. They're really good screwdrivers, these ones. I really like them. I don't quite like them as much as the American style ones, but they are a really nice quality. They're nice to use. And yeah, they come in quite small sets. They tend to come in sets of 5, and they're about 45 quid for a set of 5, and that's the real issue I have with them really. They're so much more expensive than, you know, a lot of their counterpart screwdrivers, which I find to be of an issue really. I mean, for that you can get the full set of 7 Vera ones or something, and you know, these are no better than Vera's. They are very, very good screwdrivers. I really like them, but they're competitors, but I'd say no better. The handles are nice and rubberized, so that feels nice. They're certainly a bit different, you know. If you don't want the boring red and yellow screwdrivers everyone else has got, you know, these are a good, comfortable handle. They're nice and big, and they feel very solid as well. So they're nice. They've got good tips on them, and yeah, they're a very good screwdriver, these, but they are expensive. But you know, I mean, you've got to buy things people are interested in, and no one will watch your channel. I'm quite baffled actually as to where my PZ1 last gone. I know it's in here somewhere, so I'm guessing my daughter will have something to do with it. I've got a 1-year-old daughter, and she tends to raid my tool bag and destroy everything in it. So, right, Klein leveling one. I did a review of this as well. I've caused some great offence by this Klein leveling one. It's got all the different bits in it. So it's a nice screwdriver. Everything is so cold to touch today. So it's got all lots of different bits in it. It's made more for the American market, but it's a nice screwdriver. It's nice to have. Good quality, but as I've said before, and I'm sorry guys, none of you have changed my mind, I just don't think it's quite as good as the Vera one. Or Vera's, I don't think it's as good as Vera's screwdrivers. Now, I'm going to put this here just a second, because now I did mention in my other video that this isn't always the case. Now, I have got also these 2 insulated Klein screwdrivers. These are fantastic. These are such nice quality. They feel so much better than that. The rubber feels better on them. Everything just feels better on these than it does on that. Now this one's assembled in the USA, and these ones are made in the USA. And it does seem with the Klein screwdrivers to make a bit of a difference, okay? I think these ones are made in like Taiwan or something like that. But these ones really are a nice quality. They're a really solid, nicely built screwdriver. I mean, for example, in here, there's no messy glue marks in here or anything like you get on these, as you've seen on my other video. These are just really, really nicely constructed. Now, I've found a website where I can get the more British sort of sizes on them as well, and I'm gonna take the plunge and get a couple, because these are a really, really nice set of screwdrivers, but they are seriously expensive over here. These 2 screwdrivers on their own, okay, 44 quid. I kid you not. I got them half price, so I took the plunge and got them, but 44 quid. So that's the major bummer with them. But you know, if I could get a full set of these, if I could get as many of these as I've got of Vera screwdrivers, then I'd be a happy man. But they're a lot more difficult to come by, so that's them. But yeah, so anyone who was annoyed with me with the Klein screwdriver review I did, where I didn't like this too much and I said it was a bit sub-quality, these ones, entirely different story. And they seem to be the same thing, don't they? But they're not. Now, let's just keep them there a minute again, and we're bringing on another competitor. Now this guy is, or contender should I say, this guy is the Klein screwdriver, and this one has a captive screw end on it. Okay, now if you look at the end of that quality on there, I mean, it's just, look at that, can you see that? Look at the state of that. It's just awful. I mean, it works as a screwdriver, but the quality of it is just, and again, this is a sort of copy of the American style ones, but it's not made in America. It's a sort of cheaper manufactured one. And let me just move my phone so I can show it to you properly. Okay, it's one of a cheaper manufacturer. Now you can move the end up and down like that to captivate the screw. Now the only disadvantage this has is that when you do get to the top of screwing something in, you have to release the screw, otherwise it won't go right in. Whereas the Vera ones, even though it's not as strong as this and it's not a nice sprung motion on it, and you have to fit it onto the screwdrivers, it will splay at the top. So you can sort of, you know, you can use it so the screw goes all the way in. Whereas this, you can only screw the screw so far in till it gets to the tip of to the head of the screw, and then you have to take this off, remove it, and then use a different screwdriver to get it in, or just remove that and bring it down. But yeah, and that's number 2 Phillips. So yeah, Klein seem to be having, you know, there's much different qualities in their different screwdrivers depending on where they're made, it would seem. So so yeah, but these ones here, I definitely recommend them. They are lovely screwdrivers they are. So I definitely like a full set of them. Right, next up, we just got a standard Vera 3mm flat, non-insulated one. I just bought that randomly one day. I can't remember why I bought it or who off or where from, but yeah, there was just a random screwdriver I bought one day, so that's that. I've got another Klein here. So yeah, anyone who thinks I don't like Klein tools, you couldn't be more wrong. I do like Klein tools. It was just that particular one I didn't like. This is a little sort of precision screwdriver. Again, same principle as the 11-in one. You just pull it out, and this is a 6-in one. It's got some little nut drivers on the end there, and different ends, and I think it's got a little nut driver there possibly, and that just clicks in there and all goes together. It's got a nice little rubberized handle and a nice little turning thing on there, so that's a nice little screwdriver. Again, it's pricey though. It's about 15 quid, that screwdriver is. No, actually I think it's about 20 quid. So again, they're not cheap, so that's the only issue with them. I have another terminal here. This is a VHAR. That's a random one that I found. I think I just found that literally, so that's a little VHAR screwdriver, so that's the one I keep in there. I have a Makita, and this is let's move it out a bit. This is a DTD152 impact driver. So this is a nice little driver. I just carry that around with me in this bag. It's a good driver. I don't know how much quality it is. I don't think it's brushless or anything, but I think it's sort of one of their higher range that isn't brushless, if that makes any sense. And I'll elaborate on this, what I actually mean by that. If I get out my drill, which is the Makita drill here, this again is, it's not brushless, but it is their top of the range one that isn't brushless. So it's got the metal gearbox, and it's got the metal chuck, and it's got the powerful motor in it. So you know, I think it's all very heavy, so I think it shares a lot of the same parts with the brushless one, except it doesn't have that brushless motor. And this is a DHP 458. So this is a nice drill. My impact driver and drills are company issue. And so yeah, you can see they do give me some really nice drills. It's got lots of different speeds on it. It's got the hammer, it's got the screw, and it's got the standard drill function. It's got different speeds on it, as you can see there. Very heavy, very solid, really nice drill this, and it'll go through just about anything. The only thing I don't keep in here is my SDS drill. This is my DeWalt SDS drill, and this is the what one's this? This is the, there it is. It's the DCH253. Cracking little SDS drill, that is. That one is brushless. It's a bit of a monster, that, but it's too heavy to carry around in this bag, so I tend to keep that in the van because that'll go through most things. So I don't tend to need the SDS so often. I used to carry this around in this bag, but it was just too heavy. So I've shied away from doing that. On top of that, move back to the right place. I've got some Milwaukee Shockwave impact bits. Box of them, your standard box of them. Everyone's got a set of these, haven't they? Lots of different bits in that. Turn the right way around for you. Lots of different bits in that. Not all is part of this set. A lot of these bits in this set I've snapped and broken. So they're replaced with like Erbauer ones or Makita ones or whatever has fitted in there. You can see some of these just aren't Milwaukee ones. I think they're Erbauers. That didn't come in the set. So there's a few things. These aren't great, these aren't. They're not the best things in the world, if I'm honest. I've not been particularly impressed with them, but they do the job. They do break quite often, if I'm honest. And for about, 30, 40 quid, it's a bit disappointing. But hey ho, such is life. They'll do me till they break, and then I'll just buy something else. So yeah, so these are the Milwaukee Shockwaves. This is the only Milwaukee thing I've got, actually, and I'm sure the drills are much better or whatever, but for the fuss they make about these and how amazing they are, I was a bit disappointed with them. So that's the Milwaukees. Tiny little Stanley stubby. I don't know where that's come from. I just trod on that. Just pause this video a second, to be honest, because I just leaned over and this lovely sledgehammer here, which I had hanging on my shelving unit there, just fell on my head. That hurt. I think my hat has saved my life there, but yeah, it didn't fall very far, but it still landed on my head, so that wasn't very pleasant. So if I start talking gibberish and fall over or something, then call me an ambulance, okay? Put that back on its holster. Got a Klein fish tape. This is rubbish. I've done a review of this. It's rubbish. Hate it. Don't want to talk about it. It upsets me. So put that to the side. We've got a Milwaukee handle for the drill. No, it's not. It's a Makita handle because it's a Makita drill. So it's just an extension handle. We've got a rat tail file, cheap Magnuson thing. I've snapped the end off. I just use that for sort of smoothing out 20mm holes that I drill into like light fixtures and things like that. Got a cheap sort of why have I forgotten the name of one of these? It's a thingamadoodget, that's what it is. It's a flatty thingamadoodget scraper. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. Just call it a scraper. I've got a cheap scraper. That's just in case I mess up a drill hole and I've got to put a bit of filler in. It just smooths it out for me, so I just keep one of them in just in case. I've got one of these pointless Vera voltage indicator screwdriver things. Just came free, so it just sits at the bottom of the bag. I've got my Klein, so you can see there's a heck of a lot in this, isn't there? I've got my Klein Hacksaw, and for that, actually, it's got a little party trick this has. It's got this little blade here, okay, and that fits into the front of the hacksaw there. If I just show you, there's a little gap there, as you can see, where it fits into the front, so you can like saw a sort of small thing off the front there as well, so you've got two saws in one. So this is a nice saw. It's got some nice adjustments there on it, but again, I've done a bit of a review of this, a quick sort of overview of this. So have a look at my Kinifex Tools and New Stuff video for that, and you'll see that. Okay, forgive me moving my camera back and forward. Just some things are better on the camera, and some things aren't. Got a cheap, and this is again another Aldi special, which has turned out to be really good, to be fair. This is a Work Zone ratcheting conduit cutter. So this is pretty cool. So you just flick that there and you can just bring it down. I've never even had one of these, but I don't, you know what, I have no memory of buying this. I have no idea where I got it from, but I use it all the time. It's weird. I think perhaps someone gave it to me. I'm not sure. But it's a really good little conduit cutter, to be fair. And I thought, when I saw, oh, works, oh no, Aldi, rubbish. But they do surprise me, these Aldi tools. They're actually pretty good. So I've honestly, I've had a look at a CK one, and I looked at it and thought, oh, this isn't as good as my Aldi one, actually, because it didn't ratchet or anything. So, yeah, I've kept this, and it's been really quite good. So I've actually been really pleased with that. So, yeah, so I'd recommend that, actually, the WorkZone ratcheting conduit cutter. Pretty cool. This is my old faithful. This is my Stabila magnetic level, and you can see I can lift the actual camera mount with it. This is the Stabila automatic. It's the Stabila torpedo level, magnetic. I've had this for about 15 years. It still stays true and it works lovely. And yeah, I think it's showing signs of going on for many years to come. Bit battered, but it's been a faithful steed. I use this for, lining up, emergency lights, make sure they're straight when I put them on, MCPs, anything really that's got to look straight when you put it on, so yeah, it's a spirit level. I'm sure you know what it's for. So yeah. Next, what else we done here? Magnety thing. This is quite useful. This comes with a story as well. It's just my bendy magnet. I dropped a screw in a swimming pool the other day at a health centre, and it was a tiny little screw out of an alarm, out of a door contact. And something similar to this, it wasn't this exact one, but something similar to this aided me in being able to poke this into the water when I couldn't actually see the screw, and just fish it around in the general area. I dropped the screw in and it picked the screw up, and that actually stopped them draining the pool. So that saved my neck these days. So I always keep one of these in my bag, always got one on the van, just in case I ever need one, because it did really save me that day. Stanley hammer, Stanley 16-ounce hammer. This one's mine, and work giving me one exactly the same, so I have to put my name on this one so I know which one's works and which one's mine. But I don't really need a hammer for anything really, other than pulling the odd nail out, and for hammering in 5.5 more roll plugs really. So perhaps squashing some some cable holders or something like that, but that's about it really. So just a standard. I don't think I'll be buying a fancy S-twing or anything, because I really don't need it, but yeah, just a standard 16-ounce Stanley does me. What else we got in the treasure trove? We've got a CK plasterboard punch. I've done a whole review on this, so I'm not going to go into this, but it's got the 5, 6 and 7 mil punch holes, so you can it's a useful little thing. Saves you getting your drill out sometimes on soft materials like plasterboard, and like on ceiling tiles and things like that, so that's useful to have. So that stays in my bag. Strong little tool as well there. It really works well. I have a Klein, this again I've just bought, and this is on my Pecks and new tools review. A simple Klein Tools jab saw, plasterboard saw, whatever you want to call it. That's a decent little tool. I like that. Seems good quality, nice strong blade on it, compared to like a cheaper tool with a more wobbly blade, which I've got knocking around just somewhere. Can't put my finger on it just at the moment, but let's be honest, it's not really that interesting. So yeah, that's a Klein jab saw. Getting towards the end now. We've got a Yukari stripping tool. I've never used this. It was given me by my company. And I've just kind of got used to using, the cutters and strippers and things, my hand tools. So I don't really use this. I'm sure this is actually a really good tool. I've heard really good things about the Kinifex one, but it's just nothing I really feel like I need to use, so I haven't used it. But yeah, not too bad. But maybe I'll have a go with it one day. I'll have a play with it one day and do a bit of a review on it. Now these I've just bought. I bought 2 Nebo Lil Larrys, because on my last tool tour, the one I deleted, I went to get my big Larry, which I just bought, may I add, and realised it was gone. So I'd left it on site somewhere, so that was a bit gutting. So I bought 2 of these little Larrys. I put one in my service bag and one in this bag. It's very magnetic, so it's pretty cool. That's just sticking to my tool there, so it just stays there all on its own. Nice and magnetic. I'm going to blind you now. It's very bright. Oh look, it's ruined the camera. There we are. And then it's got, it does 250 lumens, 98 lumens randomly on the second setting there. And then it does a sort of flash help, I need help, sort of disco light thing. So that's the needle little Larry. Great little torch. I'd recommend them, and they're cheap, which is good. We're getting there. I've got a Klein Tools tin snips, or aviator cut snips, whatever you want to call them. This is a really good quality tool. I know Midwest make really good ones. I know Wiss make really good ones. I've never used any of those. I've never tried them. They're not freely available in the UK. This Klein Tools one is, and it is the best one I've used. It's absolutely great. So I'd recommend this to anyone. Really nice quality tool. I've got good old Kinifex Cobras. I'm not going to go into this because I've done a full review of this on my Kinifex Tools tour. Well, not a full review, I've done an overview, but I've only just had these, so I haven't really used them yet. And then in conjunction with that, I've got the Alligator. Not much difference in them, as you can see. One's got the push button press and one's got the sliding adjuster on it. Difference is that's got about 21 positions, that's got about 11, and this one's the quick set one as well. You can just slide up and down this Cobra. Cobras are better, but they're both very capable pliers. Once you've got them in position and using them, they work pretty much the same. So if you want a cheap set, go for the Alligators. They are really good and they work really well. And if you've got a little bit extra to spend, go for the Cobras. There's not a massive difference in them. Perhaps you're looking at about 10 quid difference. So that's them. And also, you know, with them, there's reviews all over the place. So we're getting onto the Kinifex tools now. We're not going to talk about them because I've done the overview of them. So you've got Kinifex 1108 160 adjustable strippers. Keep them in there. They're useful. You know, they're useful if you've got a short cable which you can't sort of pull across and you need to pull in a downward motion, or if you're doing a lot and you want them stripped exactly the same size each time. They're good for that. Good old faithfuls Kinifex 160mm side cutters. All these 1000-volt rated, of course. Got the Kinifex 96 16200 strippers. Top bits for scoring, the bottom bits for cutting. They're good for cutting fire cable, which is what I cut most of the time. I've only just had these a few days ago, so I've not used them yet as I've been off work over the Christmas break, but looking forward to using them. But need an install job to do that, so that's them. What else? Klein. I've given a brief sort of first look at these as well. These are quite new as well. Most of my tools are cutters wise. These are the Klein 225mm 1000-volt rated combination pliers. So these are really nice. I've got a Kinifex pair in my other bag, but I like them both. I find it really difficult to choose between them, but these are a really nice set of pliers. It would seem that my other Klein screwdriver has not yet turned up, so I don't know where that's gone. This is a Craftsman USA Duckbill pliers. Really nice tool, really old this is. I just saw this on sale, or for sale, and it was a second-hand one, and it was about 7 quid. So I bought it, and it's, you know, it's when Craftsman were made in the USA, and they were really good tools. I didn't intentionally make it look like the German flag. That wasn't intentional. I just stuck some things like, because it's black and sometimes you lose it in a sort of in a tool bag and you can't see it. So I just stuck those on it to make the handle stand out a little bit more so I could see it. So I didn't mean to turn an American tool into a German one. So don't be angry with me about it. Lastly, I've got a set of these Armag PZ2 magnetic bits. They're really useful to have. So then, and then in the side pocket, I've got an Ethos. This is an Ethos laser distance measurer, which is quite cool. Works really well. I think I've forgotten how to turn it on. There we are. And that's just for measuring distance, obviously, for, you know, if we need to hire cherry pickers or anything like that. It's just useful to know how much how high the ceiling is, how high we need them, how wide doors are, things like that. It's just quicker and easier than tape measure sometimes. So that's the Ethos 448.5 for your reference there. Last and not least, lastly of all, we've got the good old Grip It Marksman's. One for deep holes and one for normal holes. You all know these are for marking your wall, so you can drill things. So these are great. So that is the tool bag, guys. So apart from one missing screwdriver, which I'm not sure where it is, that's it really. And now I've just dumped it all on the tool bench here and making the right mess. So again, guys, I hope you've liked this video. I've gone into a little bit more detail than I did in my last one. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon if you want more videos, and to get the first look at more videos, sorry, I'm going to try and do one every week. So I hope you've all liked the video, guys. Like I say, like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next video, and please, as always, leave me some comments. But if you don't like something, I had someone the other day saying that these are junk, these tool bags, really hated them, but he didn't say why, and that's fine. Say they're junk, I've no issue with that, but, you know, say why, you know, make comments interesting, guys. Give me your opinions, but tell me why. Okay, have a good night, guys. Happy New Year to all of you, and I will catch you on the next video. Night, night.